It's your girl Autumn, and we are back for another edition of As a Fan of College Football. This is where I cover college football related content through the eyes of a fan. And let me tell you what, we are about to, I just don't, what is happening? What is going on? What happened during week 6, specifically with Penn State? That's who we're about to talk about today. So before we get started, I need you to hit the like. I need you to hit the subscribe because you're going to like this video so much that you're going to want to subscribe. I need you to hit the notification bell. I need you to do all of the things. Share the video, all of the things, okay? Let's get into exactly what was going on with Penn State at UCLA. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've questioned Penn State over the years. I think anybody who really knows me, I know I just kind of started doing this commentary, but anybody who knows me knows that I have questioned Penn State for years. Like, I don't know what the deal is with Penn State. I say this every single week. What the hell is going on with Penn State? I really didn't expect number 7 Penn State, who was literally ranked number 2 in the preseason poll, to go out to Pasadena and embarrass themselves like they got embarrassed by UCLA. And I be talking, but no shade to UCLA. I'm just saying, like, at what point does number 7 Penn State get on a plane, go to California, and lose to UCLA? I'm just trying to figure this out. Score was 37-42. And also, I'm saying this about UCLA because they haven't won a game all year. This was their first win. Like, I just feel like James Franklin and company should be embarrassed. What is going on with Penn State? Like, I'm just gonna have to keep saying it. What is going on with Penn State? So, also, not only did they not have a win this season, they ain't had no coaches. They had just fired their coach. Some other people went with that coach. They're dealing with an interim coach. They're dealing with interim offensive play caller. Like, all of these things, nothing is set. And I fear that they're going to kind of put that on the last coach or whatever. Like, oh, you're not here, so now we're winning. I don't know, how many more games they're gonna win, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how that type of stuff works. But if you're Penn State, you're just like, it's an unbelievable loss. It really and truly is. This was the first 0-4 team or worse. So the first 0-4 team or worse that beat a top 10 team in 40 years. Like, like, the stats just keep getting worse. They keep getting worse. They keep getting more worse and worser. We're going to go ahead and say worser. That's what we're going to say. And knowing that it's not a word, because this was an unbelievable win or loss, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to use an unbelievable word such as worser. So Deshaun Foster was fired, and the interim coach Tim Skipper stepped in to coach his team against Penn State. Tight end coach Jerry Neuheisel called offensive plays for the first time, while his dad, who is a former Bruins coach, Rick, cheered him on from the CBS studios. And I don't know if you guys saw that clip, but it was kind of amazing. I mean, even if you're not a fan of UCLA, like, just to watch that happen, it's just like, it was just a neat moment. Like, I'm watching him in the studio and he's just like screaming and just like watching football as if he would be watching any other team, but this is his son for the first time calling plays. And I just thought that was a wonderful moment. So how did this happen? Exactly How did they go out there and lose? The Bruins scored on their first 5 possessions, y'all. First 5 possessions they had, they went on ahead and scored. They led by 20 leading into the third quarter. 20. They were leading by 20 going into the third quarter. Penn State scored a touchdown in the first half. They picked up a little bit of traction in the third, but they never fully recovered from being down 20. Why are you down 20? Why are you down 20 points? The Nittany Lions had a chance to win. They had a chance, but was stopped by Scooter Jackson on 4th and 2. So like they went for it on 4th and 2, and they just couldn't convert. So the end of the game, it was just I was watching the game and I'm just like, this cannot seriously be a thing. I know I'm like speechless. I'm speechless about it because even though I be expecting Penn State to Penn State, I just never would have thought like that they were gonna go out here and lose this game for real. So and then if not to make matters worse, the punter, UCLA's punter, so they hiked the ball to the punter, because he was just good. He was gonna punt to them, and he it was like a fake punt, but he's backed himself up into the end zone. Nobody figured this out for like 5 seconds. Like they lost so much time. Nobody figured this out for like 5 seconds, and they took like a safety, which was, I guess it was a kind of a genius call. You know what I'm saying? Like at first I was like, well, they're gonna get the ball back anyway. They're still gonna, have a chance to score or whatever. But of course they didn't, whatever. But I don't know. It was a great call. I guess they was like, you know what, we just gonna take whatever we got in the bag and we're gonna go ahead and play whatever it is we got in the bag, no matter what it is. And it worked for them. So that was crazy. That was 100% crazy. And then your boy Nico Amalave was 17 for 24, 166 yards in the air, but also rushed for 128 yards, which was more than anybody else in their backfield. Like Nico was balling. Now, we've been talking about Nico. We've been having conversations about Nico and all of the fiasco, all of the things, how he even got to UCLA. And it took some time, but he showed his athleticism. He showed his ability to play ball. Now, we knew Nico wasn't no punk anyway. Like we knew Nico, it was a baller anyway when he was at Tennessee. I'm still not sure what the whole, him leaving Tennessee was about or whatever. But he found himself against Penn State, which is crazy, which is still freaking nuts, right? Drew Aller was 19 for 26 for 200 yards and rushed 78, but Penn State fumbled the ball 3 times. And y'all know I just talked about Drew Aller last week. I still don't feel like I don't feel like he is as developed as he should be at this point. Like he's been there long enough. He's not really closing out games. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about Drew Aller at all. So I don't know. That's that's my review. That's my reaction, I should say. That's my reaction for this Penn State game, Penn State UCLA game. I want to know what y'all think. Let me know, were y'all watching this game like, or when you found out what the score was, when you found out that UCLA won, like what exactly did you think? And what are you expecting from Penn State moving forward? Like what do you think about them taking an L to an 0-4 team? And what is next for James Franklin? Because honestly, um I don't think he's going to be at Penn State too much longer. I just don't see it. So, that's my time. Until you hear me or see me again. Peace.